That's really what we're going to be talking about a lot today. We'll wedge it in the crack with the things that you all are wanting to talk about, because we want you to discover the power of going general when the specifics are uncomfortable. But we also want to say right out here in the beginning of all of this is, let's say that you have been calibrating, and you've been calibrating on some subjects, but something's been stuck in your vibrational craw, and so now you're up against it. And you just sort of kind of have to let it play out. And that's when you dig in and you focus and you make the best of it in the best way that you can. Making a mental note that next time you're not going to let it get that far before you do something about it. You're going to get out ahead of it earlier. It would be like Esther saying, she's in her car and, oh, here's a better one. She's in a car with someone else. Someone who is drunk right now and driving the car she's in. And she kind of thought that might happen because this person drinks a lot. But she didn't want to say anything because she didn't want to hurt this person's feelings. And so she ended up in the car with the drunk driver, driving fast. And so what isn't a good idea is for her to take out her book, her collaborating book, and collaborate well wishes for herself. That's the time to get out of the car. And so we just want you to not be hard on yourself when you're in a situation where it's time to get out of the car. Just get out of the car. But at the same time, say to yourself, I'm not going to let it get this far next time. I'm going to do a better job of paying attention to what I'm feeling and the clues that I'm getting. And I'm not going to get myself in this jam where I have to hurt someone's feelings or die. Those are not good choices. And for some of you, for Esther, in some cases, she'd almost just as soon die as hurt someone's feelings, because she's a people pleaser. She doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. She wants everybody to feel all right. But the more you let things go, and the more you come up against things you don't want, then the more likely you are to hurt people's feelings. In other words, the bigger the manifestation is and the closer it is to you, then the more reaction you have in more moments. And so just hold the thought of getting out ahead of it, because that's really what we want to talk about in part today too. So we just want to set this up very briefly by reminding you that you are more than the bodies that you see, more than who you are sitting in these chairs. You are source energy, and in this body, you are an extension, a physical extension of that source energy. And you're a consciousness that came into this environment for the explicit experience of exploring and finding new desires for you. So we just want to set this up very briefly by reminding you that you are more than the bodies that you see, more than who you are sitting in these chairs. You are source energy, and in this body, you are an extension, a physical extension of that source energy. And you're a consciousness that came into this environment for the explicit experience of exploring and finding new desires for you. So when you are remembering or sensing that you're an extension of that source energy, the thing that we want you to understand about your source, your inner being, your soul, that inner part of you, is that that part of you is pure positive energy. But it's even bigger than that for you. That part of you, when you know what you don't want and you launch that equivalent calibrated vibration of what you do want, it's a wave that when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. Your inner being calibrates to the you know what you do want part of it. And there becomes a vibrational reality. It's a real thing. It's real like your inner being is real. It's real like the source of you is real, but it hasn't manifested in the way that you have in your bodies. And so you can't use your physical senses to observe it. So you can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it, but it is real just the same. And your inner being is there with the new that you have asked for. Now, this is the part that we really want you to hear. As your inner being stands, having already become the vibrational version of the newly improved that your life has given to you, the law of attraction is responding to that aspect of you. And since that aspect of you has no resistance whatsoever, that is a powerful attraction, more powerful than we can even define accurately in a way that you can really hear it and feel it. It's an attraction on your behalf that, unless you mess it up with your contradictory thought, will flow quickly, easily, surely to you. We want you to believe in this process. We want you to know that your inner being is vying for you. But in order for you to consciously do something about that, you have to know that your inner being exists and understand that your inner being is powerfully attracting the cooperative components that you have been asking for on your behalf. The only question that we really want to activate within you and help you find a sincere answer to, as we are here together today, is, are you in your physical form one of those cooperative components that your inner being and the law of attraction are gathering together? And the answer to that in most cases is no, you are not a cooperative component, not at first. Because the situation or condition that you lived, which made you ask for an improvement, you're usually standing over there writhing in the discomfort of that situation, feeling betrayed by it, feeling defensive about it, wanting to justify why you don't deserve to be there, blaming others for why you are there. And so while in the moment that it happened, you created the solution, when there is a problem, there is an immediate solution. When there is a question, there is immediate answer. But as humans, you have somehow become infatuated with the problem part of it. And you get defensive and justifying. Your inner being does not do that. So when you let go of your defensiveness and you let go of your justification, then you can become one of those cooperative components, and your life really is beautiful in the way it unfolds. So why would you not do that? Why do you not just immediately let go of it? Because the law of attraction is keeping active within you what's active within you. You're bothered by it, and so the law of attraction brings you more that you're bothered by. Have you ever noticed it? There's somebody in your life that behaves in a certain way and it makes you nuts, and before you know it, there's another one just like that one, and then another one, and you're thinking, what is this? A conspiracy to make me commit murder? What's going on? Why is everybody behaving this way? And we want you to know that you are the common denominator. You are the observer of whatever it is and activating whatever it is, and then the law of attraction is giving you more of that. So you are all wadded up and full of resistance while your inner being is not. And do you know what that feels like? That feels like negative emotion. And the more you want something, the more your inner being is a vibrational match to what you want, and the more you're defensive about not having it, the worse you feel. Esther would say, Abraham, come on over here and complain with me, because I'll feel better if we are not so far apart vibrationally. But we never go. We never calibrate downward. We never calibrate to what is not wanted, ever. Your inner being will not do that. Your inner being is always calibrated to your desire. And you got to find a way to calibrate to your desire too. So that's what we talk about all day, every day. Ways that you can do that. We just want you to be easy on yourself about it and realize that it's easier sometimes than others, and it's normal to have negative emotion. If you are an expanding being, and you are, then you've got to know some of what you don't want in order to identify what you do want. But you don't need to make a career out of step one. And step one is the asking part. That's where your life causes you to ask for more. And when you ask, step two happens, because when you're calibrating to what is not wanted, you don't realize it. But at an unconscious level, you are calibrating to what is wanted, and your inner being is right there calibrating to the what is wanted part of your equation all day, every day. And that's why you feel negative or positive emotion. Since your inner being is always calibrated to the answers, to the solutions, to the glorious experience of expansion, if you're not, you're going to feel it. So once you get a handle on what negative emotion means, it just means I've asked for something and I'm not calibrating to it. It also means I've asked for something and I'm not calibrating to it, but my inner being is. It means I've asked for something and my inner being is calibrated to it, and the cooperative components are all being gathered, but I'm not one of them. I'm standing in my justifying, rationalizing, blaming, self-blaming, blaming of others situation. So we are eager to talk to you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing off limits. You're going to notice a wonderful unfolding. It will unfold. You'll see what we mean as it happens. What do you want to talk about? Some things. A lot of trouble in this room. All right, just take it easy, because as you can see, there are a lot of you, and we want you to know that we know what you want, and we know what the path of least resistance is for you, without exception, to find your answer, your solution. So just know that as it unfolds, it's going to be good for you. Whether we call you forward to this chair or whether we call someone else forward who gets it going for you. You see what we're getting at? We're appreciating all of your willingness to come and play with us. Standing on your chair does not help. Begin right here.